We're very honoured to have Albie Sachs here with us today. He's a lawyer, activist, writer, and former judge of the first Constitutional Court of South Africa, appointed by Nelson Mandela.
It was there. It provided a home for a number of people doing good work. And it created something of a sensibility, I'd call it that drew on aspects of the Commonwealth that tended to be pretty universal. And it could be people from Guyana, from New Zealand, from India, from Canada, and that heterogeneity was valuable, but also the common ground and learning from each other. So I enjoyed my time. I felt very at home. And I felt at home because I didn't have to pretend to be like anybody else. There was no prescribed modality or standard or point of departure. A point of departure is we're all in this together. We come from very different backgrounds. We all are eager to make the world better, to enable people to feel freer, to feel more themselves, to get more fun and enjoyment and pleasure out of life. We love the fact that we're different. We don't see that as a source of problematic or anything like that. And I think we love ideas. Sometimes even freaky ideas. Ideas have a fantastical quality that can take you somewhere, that can give you delight, that can be full of surprise, fun when you're not expecting it, maybe a bit of drama and tragedy when you're not expecting it. And I don't want to overrate and over egg the pudding in terms of what I got from the Institute of Commonwealth Studies, but these are just some first emotions that come out. I'm glad it was there, and I'm glad it found a home for me in those particular moments when I'd been completely dispossessed of a home, of a place, of a space. It said, Albie, you're welcome. I think human rights education can be extremely valuable because it has applications, it has meaning, it can have professional consequences or work out in people's lives in terms of careers and what they do. And that can only be good, but it's much, much more than that. I think it does something for the people who have those values, who feel a connection between their goals and ideals and their lives that can be meaningful. So instead of just looking at horror at all sorts of awful things that are happening in the world and feeling worse because you're not doing anything about it, you're doing something about it. And it's not as though the little bit you're doing about it in your neck and corner of the world, of the woods, is going to help somebody miles away who's suffering terrible anguish somewhere else in the world. But it is self-affirming. It's validating in itself. And in a sense, it's the little acts of lots of little people all over the world that cumulatively can make a huge difference. When I got the Clooney Awards, I said, "Hello, Albie," from Michelle Obama, made a beautiful speech. "What's going on here? You've been an iconoclast all your life, and now you're becoming an icon. And so now you're carrying on the reproduction of the icon thing and awards in my name." So it's lovely, it's flattering, it's fine. It's a little bit uncomfortable for me. It's a little bit violating the young Albie, who's very idealistic, who would have rejected any idea of being used as a symbol, because so many people contribute so much, and it's often people who are not in the public eye at all, completely unknown, who do the most beautiful things, the most interesting, creative things. So there's intrinsic in the very idea of lending a name to a prize. It's robbing that person a little bit of that naivety. But I've learned to live with contradictions, so lie back and enjoy it. I think there's certain universals in research. One of them is the moment of panic, when you think, I'm crazy, there's nothing in it at all, I'm mad, I've got to give up. Just work your way through that, let it go. It's very, very, very common. The other is, the horror is that first draft. Everything else is marvelous in comparison. And now, particularly with computers, you can get it all down. You can look at it. You can tear it up. You go backwards and forwards. Just let it out. Let it go. Put it down. Step back. Look at it. And the way I put it is, you'll find the story within the story. You just need a certain courage, a certain gap where you step back from your own work to enable you to do that. And the other thing is to listen. Listen to friends, to colleagues, to supervisors and others. Not to be overborne by them. It's your work, it's your project. But see what you can draw from that. And the very last thing is a purely functional thing as a writer. You think you've got to get to the end of a passage, of a chapter, of a section. Wrong. Stop in the middle of a sentence. At night, you finish. Stop in the middle of the sentence. I was given that advice a long, long time ago. First, I didn't understand. Then I tried it. When you start the next morning, instead of having that cold page, got to get going. You finish the sentence. It gives you a certain inner flow, and then you can move on after that. Very simple thing, and it actually has miraculous consequences.